just a bit of a change of program. We've got John Nelson, who is the chair for the National Police Autism Association. He is on duty, but he said that, he was stepping quickly just before so he can say something about, NPAA. Welcome, John.
So, National Police Autism Association, I founded it back in October 2015. And this came about really from two things. One, I was a frontline officer in Hampshire at the time, and I was, in part of my role, I was dealing regularly with autistic people, normally coming to the police as victims. And I started to realise there was no real provision in place to help support them and to help train officers to deal with them. And the other thing was that at the age of 40, I myself was diagnosed with autism, actually Asperger's syndrome, which is a variant. It was quite a difficult thing to come to terms with. At the time, I'd been a police officer for 8 years, and at the time there was absolutely no support in place at all. I set up a support group in Hampshire, and we started to get contacted from other officers around the country who had also gone through the same experience I had. And there was nothing in place to support them. So I had the idea of setting up a national support group. When we first started, it was an online-only group, but then pretty soon I was asked if we could provide any sort of local support in forces. Within a couple of years, I'd managed to recruit champions or coordinators, as we call them, in every force in the UK, all 48 of them, which I'm quite proud of as an achievement, and we've managed to maintain that ever since. So that's what we are, really. We offer support online via our web forum, also in person via our network of coordinators. We advocate for best practice around supporting autism within the police service. We work with police forces as civilian employers. We advocate for things like reasonable adjustments for making selection and promotion processes fair for everyone. We also, as I mentioned, advocate for external support, service delivery, making sure that members of the public who come to the attention of the police receive the best service possible. A lot of police forces are doing good things in both internally and externally. What I will say is it's a little bit patchy at the moment. Some are really, really good. Some are not so good, and there's lots of in-betweens. So we're trying as best we can to introduce a level of conformity to make sure everyone gets up to the same standard. And when anyone's doing anything really good, then we want to share the ideas. So that's what we're about. Has anyone got any questions for me?
Just to let everybody know that John will have to leave because he's on duty. So if anybody just wants, the panelists, somebody could ask a question and I can get somebody to answer.
I got a question. Go
on, Jesse.
Where is your MPPA organisation based in?
We don't have a location as such. We're spread all over the country. I personally work for British Transport Police. I'm based out of Waterloo, where I normally work. We've got an exec committee, but we're all over the place. Our vice chair's in Hampshire, head of service delivery and policy is in Avon and Somerset, who, by the way, are probably the premier force for supporting autism and neurodiversity internally and externally. We've got another couple of exec members, one in Dorset, one in Northamptonshire, and our coordinators cover the whole of the country. Okay.
Do you need help from any other autistic individuals, like in regards of autism, if you were to do something?
Absolutely. We've had a few people ask about whether they can do anything to help their local force, and the answer to that is almost certainly yes. What we can do is say if you want to participate in or help in training officers is to get in touch with our local champion, and I'm sure they'd be very pleased to get you involved in that.
Okay, that's something I'll definitely look forward to doing.
Where Jesse, whereabouts are you?
I'm Wandsworth. I'm literally one train ride away from Waterloo.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we have a coordinator in the Met Police. In fact, I've been working with her quite closely, because you'll probably be aware of the Triforce Autism Alert Card scheme. That was launched. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
That was something that she was involved in personally, and she still answers all the queries that come in from the website. So if you can get in touch with me via Venessa afterwards, I can do an introduction for you.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. I got one question from a panelist, Liz, and she's asking, how would I contact one of your champions for Brighton, or would it be Sussex?
Sorry, could you just say again a little bit louder? I missed the first bit.
So it says, how would I contact one of your champions for Brighton, or would it be Sussex? Okay,
so if they go on the website, select the communications or miscellaneous drop down on the contacts page, just send us a message, then that will go to me, and I can put them in touch with the coordinator for Sussex.
Thank you. I mean, I know you've got to go now, but one question I would like to ask is, how can we apply? I know, but I think it's better to hear from you in regards to the tri-card. You know, the tri-cards?
Yeah.
Where do people go to? Because I know that a lot of people still are not aware of this card. I know that Tom mentioned the card that they have in the USA. I know we do have it, but a lot of the boroughs, not all, are making those adjustments in regards to if somebody has got one of these cards.
Yeah.
Do you think we should all have it as a national one, or do you think we should just have it as boroughs? Because each borough works very differently.
Okay. So to get hold of a card, they just need to drop an email to autism@met.police.uk. If they go on our website, we did a blog on the release of the card last year. You can just go on our website and just search for Autism Alert Card, and the email address is on there. But I'll read it out once again. It's autism@met.police.uk. And if they drop an email there, then that will go to Liz Simmons, our coordinator, who runs the scheme, and she will get back to them.
Thank you. I mean, does anybody else want to ask a question? Everybody's quiet. Paul? No question?
I just came in on the end of that, and it was the same question that you asked there. Is how do we get in contact, and how can we in fact start doing that best practice working together? That's what I'm interested in. So so you answered the question, the link's there, and that was amazing. Thank you, John.
Okay, you're welcome.
That was great.
Thank you. Okay, John, thank you for joining us. I know it's taken us a while. I think people don't realise we've been trying to plan this for the last 3 months, but it was trying to get everybody together, and John stepped in from Adam. But I'm so grateful that, John, you've joined us, and stay safe, and we will be back on part 2 when we do it with the professionals in regards to the police and other specialists within the law.
Okay, Vanessa, fantastic. Thank you very much for inviting me again. If anyone's got any questions, then please feel free to get in touch. Vanessa can pass out my details, and I look forward to joining in the next one.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, John.